Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com, and in this video I am reviewing credit cards from Credit One Bank. But before I do that, I'd ask you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. If you have already, I thank you for doing so. So Credit One Bank specializes in credit cards for people with bad credit, people with past credit problems. They do offer some cards for people that maybe have a little bit better credit, but their bread and butter is the person that has had some past credit problems and still wants to get an unsecured credit card. Now you can go to the Credit One site and you will see that they have a variety of credit card agreements there that shows sort of a variety of terms and conditions for them, meaning different types of fees, different interest rates, that sort of thing. So they serve people who are, kind of lower on the credit scale and people that are a little higher on the credit scale. So you'll see a lot of different things there. But in general, for most people, most of their customers are going to be seeing interest rates that are over 25%. They're going to see small credit lines, probably starting with $300 to $500 in most cases. Most customers will have an annual fee. If you're on the a little bit better end, it might be $39. If you're on the little worse end in terms of your credit history, you will see that they have fees that start out at $75 in the first year and actually go up to $99 in the years after that. Now, when you're looking at a credit line that only is $300 to $500 to start, if you have an annual fee that is $75, then you're getting a big chunk of your credit line, taken out immediately. You've already got a $75 charge and you're now going to be down to $225 if you only got a $300 credit line. So there's not a lot of wiggle room here in terms of, when you have a small credit line and you have an annual fee on top of it, it's a little more difficult to use these type of cards. Now, if you have a little bit better credit, Credit One does offer, situations where the credit lines are a little bigger. Sometimes there aren't any annual fees, so you'll be more on that lower end, that $39 that I said. Sometimes the interest rates are lower, closer to around the 20% mark. If you have a little bit better credit, in some cases you will be offered rewards on their card. Seems like the 1% cash back is sort of the nominal reward that you would be offered in most cases if your credit is good enough. Credit One is also the issuer of the official NASCAR Visa credit card, so they do have some customers, that maybe are not the normal Credit One customers there because, the NASCAR may be a draw and there's a little bit more of a reward with that card. So you're going to have some people who are lower on the scale, but maybe some people with a little higher credit scores too that Credit One is drawing in. So that sort of does help them distinguish themselves a little bit from some of the other credit card companies that sort of work in this same space and offer credit cards with similar rates and fees. So overall, when I look at this card, sort of, my thoughts about it are that Credit One is sort of sitting in a place where, a lot of other credit card issuers are in terms of serving subprime customers. If you're somebody that has bad credit, you already probably know that it's not very easy to get new credit that is unsecured. And if you do, you are going to get these small credit lines. You are going to get charged the annual fees. You are going to have high interest rates. Credit One's, all those terms are fairly in line with many other issuers that work in this space. Now, it's not necessarily to defend them, but it's also not to bash them. They are serving a customer that, cannot easily get credit from the big banks and the major credit card issuers. So obviously they're going to try to make a profit on their end. So it's going to cost you in order to get credit from them. Now, again, they're in line with, some of the other issuers that work in this space. Now, there are some that are, they're better than some of the worst ones that are sort of the bottom feeders as far as I'm concerned, such as First Premier Bank and the Total Visa, ones that really add, even a lot of extra fees on top of that. Things to application fees and, they'll have an annual fee and then a monthly fee and, just add fees all over the place and have interest rates that are sky high. Credit One, in my mind, is better than those, but they kind of fit in the same, the same range with some other credit card issuers that serve people that have had credit customers in the past. Now, that said, you don't necessarily have to get an unsecured credit card if you have a bad credit history. One of the things that I always recommend when I talk about cards sort of in this genre is thinking about going the secured credit card route. Now, a secured credit card, you may know, requires you to put down a security deposit. So you have to put down money in order to get the credit card, and then you get a credit line. Generally, that is the same amount as what you deposited. Then you use the card just like any other credit card. You pay your bills each month. And by doing so, you can help to build your credit score. And then when you no longer need that credit card anymore, you no longer want it, you can get your deposit back. Sometimes the banks will actually give it back to you after you have made your payments on time and shown yourself to be a good customer for a certain amount of time. Now, the reason I often suggest secured credit cards over cards like Credit One and some of the other ones that are unsecured is that, for one, you can put down a larger deposit if you want to and give yourself a little bit more of a credit line. The other thing about it is they usually have lower annual fees. If they have any, they usually are going to have a little bit lower interest rate. And then the other piece to that puzzle is when you do have bad credit, usually your goal is to try to get yourself to a place where you can get some of the better credit cards on the market. And oftentimes the secured cards are going to be offered by your major card issuers like Bank of America and Discover and Citibank and that sort of thing. So getting involved with their secured credit cards sometimes will make more sense because of the fact that, after you sort of reestablish yourself with them, sometimes they're going to give you your security deposit back and then you can continue to use their cards. Sometimes they may even upgrade you to a better card or at least give you the option in the future, to reapply for a new card with them, and having a, track record with that bigger bank already with the secured card can help you to be approved for those cards, where Credit One is, they pretty much have the cards that they have. They're not really going to upgrade you to something better because that is not the market they serve. Now, again, not everyone wants to put down a security deposit or can put down a security deposit just in order to get a credit card, and I understand that. So the secured card route is a good one to go if you can make that work for you. But like I said, Credit One is a company that works with can work with people with bad credit, and their terms are, kind of in line with a lot of other companies in this space within the credit card industry. So I would love to hear any comments or experiences you have had with Credit One. If you're willing to share any data in terms of, what kind of credit lines you had, what kind of interest rate you got, any of those sorts of things. I would love to hear those in the comments below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching. Please go to proudmoney.com, where we do other credit card reviews and have personal finance news and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.